this is your girl Wakeji Kamore, and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Alright, so we are going to be looking at Job chapter 27, and we are going to be reading this chapter word for word. Rather, I'm going to be reading this chapter word for word, and I'm reading from the easy to read version, which is the ERV version. It's a bit of actually it's not that long. It's only 23 verses. And then we are going to see what it is that Job is feeling in this chapter. What are his emotions? What is he saying? And then we're just going to do a summary of that, and just speak about the things that God is speaking to us through this chapter. All right, let's do this. Remember that his friends, now we will no longer hear from Eliphaz, Zophar, or Bildad. They're done speaking, and Job is currently speaking to himself. Maybe they're just sitting over there and they're just quietly listening to what he's saying, but Job is literally speaking alone in this specific chapter. This is what it says. Job continues to say, God all-powerful has been unfair to me. He has made my life bitter, but I swear by his life, as long as I have life in me, as long as my breath from God is in my nostrils, I will not be a hypocrite. I will not lie. You never hear me say, you men are right. You will never hear me say, you men are right. And by that meaning that he will never say that he did something wrong. Until the day I die, I will not be untrue to myself. I will hold on to my innocence and never let go. My conscience will always be clear. May my enemies be punished like those who are evil. May those who stood against me end up like all who have done wrong. What hope do people without God have when it's time to die? When God takes their life away? When they have troubles and cry out for help, God will not listen to them. It will be too late for them to enjoy talking with God all-powerful. They should have prayed to God all the time. I will teach you about God's power. I will not hide anything about God all-powerful. But you have seen it all with your own eyes. So why do you say such useless things? Here is what God has planned for those who are evil. This is what cruel people will get from God all-powerful. They may have children, but all of them will be killed in war. Or their children will not have enough to eat. All those who are left will die, and the widows will not even cry for them. Evil people collect silver as easily as dirt. They may have so many clothes that they have piled up like clay, but their piles of clothes will be worn by those who have lived right. All the silver will be given to those who have done no wrong. Evil people may build houses, but they will not last long. They will be like a spider web or a guard's tent. They might be rich when they go to bed, but when they open their eyes, their riches will be gone. Terrible fears will come over them like a flood, like a storm in the night that blows everything away. The east wind will carry them away and they will be gone, and the storm will sweep them out of their homes, and they may try to run back from the powers of the storm, but it will come down on them without mercy. It will make a sound like clapping hands as they run away. It will whistle at them as they run from their homes. So in this chapter, we see, number one, Job is feeling like really God is making his life really bad. God is being unfair to him. He's making his life bitter, and that he's really suffering, by the hands of God. That's how he feels. And then he goes ahead to say that he's still innocent, and then he questions why God remains silent, and he continues to defend himself, repeating his strong belief in his innocence. And Job challenges God for not explaining why he's suffering. He also believes that even after death, he will be proven right, and his honesty will be acknowledged. He believes that even if he dies, that God will come and vindicate him and say, by the way, Job hakuwa amefanya anything wrong. Job had not done anything wrong, and that he will be vindicated even if he dies. And then after that, he goes on to say the things that will happen to evil people and how they will lose their wealth, they will lose their children, and everything that they have gathered up will end up being given to the righteous. And I mean, we see that in other parts of the Bible. It says that all the things that the evil people gather will end up being for the righteous. So that is scriptural, which by then me I truly believe. Me, I'm just like, when I see people, corrupt people just gathering money, I'm like, yeah, continue gathering, only to give it to me. Only to give it to the righteous, only to give it to the believers. You continue gathering wealth for us. Anyway, so what is it that I learned from this chapter is how Job, what? I don't even know. Like, I don't know. Like, if I went through such a difficult situation like what Job is going through, would I believe that I'm still innocent? Would I believe that God, this thing has nothing to do with my sin? It's not anything to do with what I have done. Like, I don't know whether I would have that confidence in myself in saying that I haven't done anything wrong that warrants the kind of punishment that I'm going through, or the kind of suffering that I'm going through. And I feel like for Job to have gotten to that place where he's defending his innocence, and he's just like, me, I will continue to believe that I'm innocent, and I will defend it, and you guys will never hear me say that I was not innocent, and that's the reason I suffered. It's just the fact that Job was that confident. What is it that made Job that confident? That's, I think, that's the question that I have in my mind. What made Job that confident? Is it the relationship that he had with God? Is it that he really just knew, me, I haven't done anything that warrants the kind of suffering that I'm going through? I haven't been evil. I have not been wicked. I have not oppressed people. I have not oppressed the poor. I have been generous. Maybe he just was like, I have not done anything that warrants this kind of suffering. And this kind of, suffering that is meant for the evil people. Because basically, the things that he's going through is basically the things that he's listed here as the things that will happen to those people who are evil. He says their children will be killed. Even he has lost all his children. He says that they will be rich when they are sleeping, but when they wake up, they'll be poor. That has happened. He says that terrible fears will come over them like flood. And I mean, that is what is happening to Job. When he sleeps, he has nightmares, and he literally can't even sleep. And even just over and above that his body is full of sores. Like, he really has gone through all the things that are planned for the evil, but he feels like, me, I've not been evil and I've not been wicked. I wonder, my question is, I wonder what gave Job this confidence to believe that he was innocent. I really wonder what gave me. Mtu akiwa na answer, please answer me. Really, really answer me. But I feel like he had such a good relationship with God that he knew he had not done this much evil to warrant the suffering that he was going through. And that is why he's saying he's being punished by God himself. Rather, that the Lord is doing this to him. And that's the part he doesn't understand. Me, I've been nice, so why is the Lord doing this to me? All right, thank you so much for listening, and see you tomorrow.